Since 2022, the war in Ukraine has become a laboratory for 21st century military technology. Modern tanks, autonomous drones, and precision missiles are redefining what it means to wage war. In this video, we will explore how these weapons are shaping the conflict and the future of warfare. The Leopard 2, with its composite armor and advanced targeting systems, symbolizes NATO's technological edge. Yet, in Ukraine's muddy trenches, even this beast faces challenges. Russian T-90s, though outdated, rely on sheer numbers. But drones have turned the tide. Ukrainian FPV drones, costing just $500, cripple multi-million-dollar tanks. This isn't just a tank war. It's a clash of innovation versus attrition. Russia's 2022 invasion took the world by surprise. With a numerically superior army, Russia expected a quick victory. But Ukraine, armed with Western technology and innovative tactics, turned the conflict into a war of resistance. The secret? A lethal combination of modern vehicles, drones, and missiles. The Bayraktar TB2 became a legend, but Ukraine's real secret is the DIY drone revolution. Civilians 3D print parts, transforming cheap drones into guided missiles. In Bakhmut, these flying grenades halted entire battalions. Meanwhile, Russia deploys Iranian Shaheds, slow, loud, but deadly in swarms. Drones aren't just tools. They're the great equalizer of modern war. Tanks remain the backbone of ground warfare. The Leopard 2, supplied by NATO allies, boasts advanced armor and firepower. Meanwhile, Russia relies on older models like the T-90. But even these giants are vulnerable to drone strikes, as seen in countless Ukrainian counterattacks. HIMARS changed the game. With a 50-mile range and GPS-guided rockets, Ukraine struck bridges, ammo depots, and HQs. Russia's Iskanders retaliate with raw power. 1,000-pound warheads level cities. But precision beats brute force. A single HIMARS rocket can disable a bridge. Russia needs 10 Iskanders to hit the same target. Quality versus quantity, the West's mantra in action. Drones have revolutionized this war. The Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2 became a symbol of Ukrainian resistance, destroying tanks and artillery. Smaller FPV drones are now used for precision strikes, turning cheap technology into deadly weapons. These tools have leveled the playing field against a larger enemy. This war isn't confined to Ukraine. Turkey's Bayraktar sales skyrocketed. South Korea became the world's fastest-growing arms exporter. NATO's factories hum 24/7, producing shells and drones. Meanwhile, Russia leans on North Korea for ammunition. The lesson: war fuels innovation, but it's a dark economy. Precision missiles like the US-supplied HIMARS have allowed Ukraine to strike deep behind enemy lines, targeting supply depots and command centers. Russia's Iskander missiles retaliate with brute force, but lack accuracy. This missile duel highlights the clash between Western precision and Soviet-era firepower. Bakhmut became a symbol of WWI-style attrition. Wagner mercenaries threw waves of troops into Ukrainian machine guns, while drones circled above like vultures. Ukraine's strategy? Trade space for time. Let Russia waste resources on ruins. For 8 months, Bakhmut burned, but its fall changed little. This wasn't a battle for land, it was a test of endurance. And Ukraine passed. This war isn't just about Ukraine, it's reshaping global alliances. NATO's unity is stronger than ever, while countries like Turkey and South Korea emerge as key arms suppliers. Meanwhile, AI and autonomous systems tested here will define tomorrow's battles. The lessons of Ukraine are rewriting the rules of war. Beyond bullets, this war is fought in cyberspace. Russian hackers target power grids. Ukraine counters with digital partisans. Starlink satellites keep comms alive under bombardment. Meanwhile, jammers turn drones into falling bricks. A 20,000 Russian system can neutralize a 20,000 Russian system can neutralize a 1 million Western drone. Invisible battles decide visible outcomes. Welcome to 21st century war. Behind every tank is a crew. Behind every drone, a pilot staring at a screen. Ukrainian soldiers fight with NATO weapons but Soviet-era helmets. Civilians repair Bradleys in garages. Grandmothers cook for troops. Russia drafts prisoners, sending them to die with WW2-era rifles. This war isn't just metal versus metal. It's flesh, grit, and the price of defiance. What's next? AI targeting systems that pick victims faster than humans. Autonomous drones hunting in packs. Hypersonic missiles that erase reaction time. Ukraine tests these now, but who controls them later? As tech outpaces ethics, one truth remains. Wars end, but their tools evolve. The next conflict may be over before we blink. Ukraine's daring drone attacks on Russia's Black Sea Fleet reshaped naval warfare. With no warships, Kyiv used sea drones packed with explosives to sink frigates and reclaim shipping routes. Each 250,000 drone-crippled A-250, 0 drone-crippled a 100 million warship. This isn't just innovation, it's asymmetric warfare redefined. The message? Even a navyless nation can dominate the seas. As temperatures plunged, Russia targeted Ukraine's power grid, but Kyiv adapted. Decentralized energy, solar panels in trenches, Starlink-powered hospitals. Moscow's winter strategy failed. Light stayed on, proving resilience beats brute force. Meanwhile, Europe faced its own crisis, shifting from Russian gas to renewables. War isn't just fought with missiles, but with megawatts. Russian jammers once blinded Ukrainian drones. Solution? AI. Drones now navigate via terrain maps, ignoring GPS. Countermeasures. Ukraine drops grenades on jammers. This cat-and-mouse game costs billions. A single drone might fail, but a swarm of 100? In war, quantity becomes quality. The lesson? Adapt or die. Wagner Group's ex-convicts stormed Bakhmut, dying by thousands. Yet this cannon fodder strategy backfired. Ukraine's drones turned human waves into propaganda. Videos of carnage drained Russian morale. Mercenaries aren't soldiers. They're a symptom of desperation. When the war ended, Wagner vanished, but the scars remain. Anonymous hackers versus Kremlin trolls. Ukraine's IT army disrupted Russian railways, banks, and TV. Russia retaliated with disinformation, deepfakes of Zelensky surrendering. But truth prevailed. Starlink kept Ukraine online. TikTok turned soldiers into influencers. In the digital age, wars are won on smartphones as much as battlefields. Food became a weapon. Russia blockaded Ukraine's grain, threatening global famine. Solution? A UN deal brokered by Turkey. But Moscow later quit, weaponizing hunger. Ukraine responded with river drones, smuggling grain via the Danube. War isn't just land, it's wheat, ships, and the stomachs of millions. The US sent M1 Abrams tanks, icons of power. But Ukraine's mud and lack of fuel strained these beasts. Repairing them required NASA-level engineering. Yet their psychological impact was immense, a symbol of Western commitment. Sometimes, symbols matter more than steel. A teenager in Kyiv pilots a 500 FPV drone, destroying a 500 FPV drone, destroying a 5 million tank. Crowd-funded drones, 3D printed parts, YouTube tutorials. Ukraine's DIY war machine humiliates Russia's industrial complex. This isn't just tech, it's a cultural shift. The next patent might be a YouTuber, Noble 2.0. The IAEA scrambled, but Putin's threats kept the world guessing. Nuclear blackmail failed. The West called the bluff. Yet the risk remains. War and atoms don't mix. HIMARS smashing supply lines. Speed, troops advancing under drone cover. Russia fled, leaving tanks as trophies. Victory, yet Russia's economy was supposed to collapse. Instead, China and India bought its oil. Rubles became rubble, yet war production boomed. Sanctions, a double-edged sword. Europe, Lukashenko's Belarus hosted Russian nukes but avoided direct war. Why? Ukraine's warning, attack from Belarus, and Kyiv strikes Moscow. A delicate dance of deterrence. Belarus remains a pawn, too weak to. Ukrainian drones hit Moscow's skyscrapers, a psychological blow. No military value, but a message. War isn't confined to trenches. Russia panicked, air defenses scrambled. For Ukrainians, it's payback for Kharkiv and Mariupol. Terrorism or tactics. Western instructors trained Ukrainians in Germany, but NATO tactics clashed with Soviet-era habits. Learn fast or die. Result? Hybrid warfare. NATO tech, Ukrainian grit. Now, NATO learns from Ukraine. The student becomes the teacher. Ukraine's war birthed a new era. AI targeting, drone swarms, robot tanks, prototypes tested here will go global. But as tech advances, so do risks. What happens when terrorists get drones? Wars end, but their tools live on. The future is now, and it's terrifying. The war in Ukraine proves that technology and adaptability are the new cornerstones of warfare. From tanks to drones, this conflict is a preview of future battlefields. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.